artist. Today I'm going to teach you how to embroider. First, you need some burlap, tape, scissors, string, I'm using yarn, and a needle. To begin, we need to thread our needle. So, do you see that hole there? That is called the eye of the needle, and we're going to put some yarn through it. For this project, you will start by measuring how much yarn you need. So I use 1 arm's length, put it at my shoulder, and then stretch it to my hand. Then I will just cut the yarn. After you have measured and cut your yarn, then just roll it up so that it stays together in a ball like that. Okay, let's get started. To help us thread the yarn through the needle, we're trying to get through the hole, which is called the eye of the needle. We're going to use some tape. So grab a little bit of tape, just about as big as your thumbnail, and we're going to wrap the tape around the string. This will help keep the yarn together so that it doesn't fray. So I'm using my fingers just to roll the tape around the string, and the goal is to make it thin, like it has like a pointed tip there. I'm going to call this the tip, and see how I'm twisting it with my fingers? You can do that if you need to. If you need to, you can cut the tip a little bit. That will just make it easier to thread. Here's a close-up of what it should look like. See, nice and thin. All right, and let's try it and see if it will work. So grab your needle and then put the tip through the eye of the needle, and there you go, it works. Then pull your string. You're going to keep pulling. Then when you get to the end of your string, take your hand and about a hand's width, that's where you'll stop, and you'll make a knot. This will keep the string on the needle. All right, so take your 2 strands, take the tip, it's going to go under, then it goes over, inside the hole, under, and pull. It's just like tying your shoes. If you need help with this, please ask an adult, or you can always ask me if we're in the studio together. At the end of your string, you'll have the taped part. That's important because it will help us while we are embroidering. Now grab your burlap, and we're going to actually tape the sides. Burlap is unique because it can actually unravel or fall apart if it's not handled correctly. So just measure the top, measure the bottom, and then tape the sides. When it looks like a little picture frame, you're done taping. All right, now we're going to draw our design. So we draw our design so that we map out what we're going to embroider. Let's do a heart about the size of my hands like that. So I'm going in, I'm using Sharpie, and I'm just drawing a big heart. This does not have to be perfect, just try your best. This is the back of our fabric, so you actually won't see the Sharpie lines. So if you mess up, it's okay. You know that it's the back if you see the white frame. That's important to remember. Okay, let's do this. Grab your needle, and since this is the back, we're going to put the needle through the burlap, take my hand, and you're going to pull it through. Go all the way, and then if we flip it back to the back, see how this taped part is actually holding that there? That's going to be like our stopper. Don't pull too hard because it might go through the burlap, so just be gentle as you are embroidering. If I look at the front of my burlap, I can't see the heart, right? I can only see it on the back. So here's how we're going to do this. Because I am right-handed, I'm going to use my left hand as my helper hand. So I'm just holding on to the side. I'm using my right hand with the needle, and I'm going to put it through the burlap, take my hand to the other side, and I pull it through. Now, I'm still looking at the heart. If I need to kind of peek on the other side, you can do that. It goes through the burlap, and then I pull. Let's watch again. Go down, pull through on the other side. Then see how that looks? Looks nice. Then go through, up through the burlap again and pull. You're going to continue this. As you go, try to keep the spaces about the same. This will look really nice when you are finished. And then just continue embroidering. Once you have completed your design, you need to make sure that the needle is facing the back. So I had to thread it one more time. Now it's on the back. Okay, you know that it's right if you cannot see the needle from the front of the burlap. Notice how my stitches are pretty close together, about the same size. That looks really nice. Okay, now let's tie a knot on the back. So about a hand's width, then cut. Then I'm going to use my finger, I wrap it around, then I place the string through the hole and pull. Then I can cut my thread a little bit closer to the knot that I made. Since it's on the back, you're not going to see it, so we can flip it over and look how nice that looks. And you could stop there, or if you want to add some designs, you can do that too. So I have to thread it through, and then if the tape doesn't actually hold it, you can just make a little knot. And then I'm just going to embroider a little bit. So if you want a lot of color, you want to have your stitches really close together. So that's what I'm doing, just to show you an example. They're all together. That would look really nice if you want a lot of color on your design. Another idea is maybe you want to make big stitches. So I put it across and look how big that line is. Then on the back, I just did a small thread. I go all the way across again on the front and pull it through. Remember, you won't be able to see the back, so if you want to play and see how it looks like from the front, that's a really good idea to just flip it back and forth so that you can look at your design that you're embroidering. When you get to a stopping point, you need to thread your needle so that it is out the back of the burlap. Cut it off of the needle and then just tie a knot. This will hold the embroidery in place. You can cut your strings just to make it a little bit neater. And there you go. That is how you embroider on burlap.